All right, here we are walking up to the entrance. This is the exact same entrance that was here back in the 60s, 70s, when this was just Silver Springs, the theme park. And this archway, these gazebos, they were here. This is just how they looked way back then. As you can see walking in, gorgeous boardwalk area through the woods. There's Sharon.
Hello.
Just a real nice, awesome place to come if you want a relaxing afternoon, the way Florida used to be. This was a tourist attraction before Disney was ever around.
Yep.
But now it's a Florida state park. Attendance had dwindled, years ago, and the owners of the Silver Springs, well, they sold it to the state. And again, as we said, it's now a state park. But they still have the glass bottom boats that were here before, have a couple of shops, a couple of restaurants. And you can see the fountain is here that was still here years ago. All right, let's see what it says here about being safe. All right, so they want us to keep 6 feet, wash hands, restrooms may be closed. Let's see if there's anything about masks over here. Nope, that's in Spanish. Yeah, nothing about masks. Well, we'll find out when we get to the gate here what the rules are on masks. And just like at the front, the archway, this is the exact entrance that was here 40 years ago, 50 years ago even. It hasn't changed a bit. Honestly, would love to see them do some painting on the roof and kind of restore it, but still, it's nice, looks good. All right, well, we're walking up to the ticket booth. Be back shortly. When you come here, if you need to go to the restroom, there's two. There's this one right here, which is the front of the park by the ticket booth. The other one is all the way in the back. So if you gotta go on the way in.
Yep.
Because otherwise, you're gonna be waiting a while. All right, well, we are through the gate. And here's what it cost us to get in. You'll see it was 2 tickets for the boats, $12 each. And the 2 of us to get in the park was $3.74. So, when you think about it, not bad. They give you, there's our 2 tickets for the boats. And that's where we'll be heading shortly. As you can see, it is just gorgeous Florida landscape around here.
Last time we were here, we had an alligator, remember?
Oh yeah, that's right. We were here about a year ago. About a year and a half ago.
Right here.
And straight ahead of where we are now, past in that grass area, there was actually a gator that came up all the way onto the grass, and the rangers had to come out and shoo it away. It took them a while. It's fun to watch. Too bad we didn't have our camera then.
I know, that would have been awesome.
But yeah, this building right here, this was here back when it was a theme park. And again, not much has changed at all. Just less shops. But still, they got food. They got a little bit of history. We'll walk through the history center if it's open later. That's right over here to the left. That's the gift shop.
Yeah, are they open?
Looks like the gift shop is supposed to be open, but no one is in there right now. So hopefully they will open that up later, maybe. Now this space is where the museum was, and it looks like it's been stripped out. Okay, here's the education center. Due to COVID-19, all indoor activities have been canceled. So the education center is closed, as well as the gift shop. And so is the restaurant. So he's got a pretzel stand over here. But the restaurant is closed. The ice cream shop has been stripped out. Wow. Well, when you're out in natural Florida, look out for guys like that. A little praying mantis. We almost stepped on him. So, now on to the boats.
Look at the look on his face.
All right, well, there's the glass bottom boat dock. And that is where we are headed. Time for a boat tour. And we've done this once before. It was gorgeous. I think y'all are going to really enjoy this. At least we hope you do, because we certainly did. Glad to bring it to you today.
So you're a SeaWorld fan and you're a Busch Gardens fan, huh?
We're both.
We're always there.
We have year-round passes to go.
No, so do I.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
That's cool. That's how come I realized.
You realize it, yep.
I looked at the shirts and I'm like, hey, I have one of both of those.
Yeah.
Hey, my name is Captain Robbie. I'm going to be your tour guide as we cruise down the beautiful Silver River today. Now, as we depart the dock, we are licensed and inspected with the U.S. Coast Guard. We do have 2 fire extinguishers on board, one located back here to my left and one to my right. And that rack above your head in the middle of the boat there, those orange things up there, those are life jackets. Now, with the open boats like this, we primarily use them to prop the canvas up when it rains. However, if you feel you need a life jacket, or you see me put mine on, reach up there and pull one down, unbuckle the strap, stick your head through the hole, wrap the strap around behind you, and reclip it up front. Over 150 years of glass bottom boat tours, we have not had to use life jackets. We are not going to start today. Our highly trained team of rescue alligators will be dispatched to help any way that they can, followed up by the rescue turtles. Now, we're going to start this tour out right off the bat showing you this amazing wildlife. Now, this wildlife is incredible. They are highly unpredictable, very intelligent though, but they're amazing creatures because they float around on giant colorful platforms. There's one out here to the right, one back behind us, 2 up front. They're called wild kayakers. You always keep your distance from wild kayakers because they have those long appendages that stick out on either side. You get too close, you might get whacked with one. Sometimes they can be friendly. You make a bad joke at them, though, they throw those paddles at you. One thing you never do with a wild kayaker is feed them. Now, you are on board one of the world famous and historic glass bottom boats. The first glass bottom boat ride here at the Springs was actually in 1878. A 14-year-old young man took a wooden rowboat, put a piece of glass in the bottom of it. He would paddle up and down the river, giving tours for a nickel apiece. So these boats have changed considerably since then. These boats are 50 years old. That is the original glass you're looking through. It's about a ½ inch thick. Now, at any of our springs, the water temperature is a constant 72 degrees year-round. The water purity is almost 99% pure when the water comes out of the ground. That's what helps with the clarity of the water and makes the depths very deceiving. But that also made Silver Springs world famous for another reason. That was for all the movies that have been made here. The first movie made here was in 1916. It was a silent black and white movie called 7 Swans. Now, since then, we've had well over 200 movies, commercials, TV shows, and documentaries made here. We've had actors work here like Jane Russell, James Dean, Jerry Lewis, Jackie Gleason, Tom Cruise, Burt Reynolds, Lloyd Bridges, and Johnny Weissmuller as the original Tarzan. And that is just the short list. So this first spring on our stop today is called Spring of Stars, named in honor of all those actors that have worked here. So if you focus underneath the boat here, if you follow the white slope down towards the front part of the glass, you'll see a ledge down there. That is the spring entrance, or the spring vent. And this spring below us here is 26 feet deep. Now, it has been some time since we've actually had a movie made here, so the star of our springs are our fish. I'm going to get them to come up and wave at everybody.
Here we go.
Here they come, right on cue. See who needs SeaWorld. Now the next spring below the boat here is an actual movie set. This spring is called Creature Spring. The cave down there is called Creature Cave. Everyone take a guess what 3 movies were made below us? Creature from the Black Lagoon and Return of the Creature from the Black Lagoon and Revenge of the Creature from the Black Lagoon. Now all those movies, this show this cave in every one of those movies because that was the creature's home. The creature was named the Gillman. Now he looked like a cross between a human and a lizard. So the first 2 springs paralleled the river bottom. They're vertical vent or horizontal vents. This one's much different. This is a vertical shaft or a vertical vent spring, which means it's going to go straight down. Believe it or not, that cavern down there is large enough for divers to go in. A team of divers did explore these caves several years ago. This particular one here, they made it to the official depth of 81 feet. That's where they had to stop because the opening actually got too small for them to crawl through. Before all this COVID shut down. If you want to see the largest concentration of gators in the entire state, you went about 30 miles north of here. Back in February, there's about 50,000 of them. Wow. Yeah, it's University of Florida, home of the gators. See that long piece of wood, though, that parallels that rock formation down there? It's about 16 inches or 14 inches across and about 20 feet long. That is the remains of a Native American dugout canoe. Now, the Silver River here is fed entirely of spring water. So in a moment, right now it's about 6-7 feet below us. When we come off the other side, it'll drop off to 29 feet. This is the spring coming into view in front of us here. All of the 120 springs combined have been known to produce at their maximum flow 850 million gallons of water a day. Again, this one will produce 60 million in a day. But all of them combined, 850 million. Now you're probably wondering where all this water is going. If you look out here to the right, you will see the Silver River. The Silver River flows 5.5 miles to the east, and it empties into the Ocala River. Now the river does get narrower the further downriver you go. It gets about half this size, half this big. Great way to see the river is with canoes and kayaks. You can rent them here in the park by the hour, and you can bring your own. Whenever they open up the all-day trip, you can actually take a kayak ride all the way down the river. All you have to do is sit in the middle of the river and let the current push you. It takes about 4 or 5 hours. And then you have to make a decision when you get to the end. You can either turn around and paddle back upstream, 5.5 miles, or you call the outfitter, they'll come pick you up. Okay. Now, since we are attached to the ocean, that's where the other critters come from. They look like a 1,800-pound great potato with a tail, or commonly known as a manatee. Now, we do have resident manatees that we see here, this time of year. But if you want to see more manatees, come back in January and February when it's cold. And we've counted as many as 25 between here and the turnaround point. Sometimes about 10 or 12 of them will hang out in the main spring all day. So it's kind of neat. It's really neat when they swim underneath your boat, roll over, and look at you. Now the next spring we're going to visit is called Cypress Springs. I call it Turtle Lagoon. Sometimes we see turtles under the glass here. The reason why it's Cypress Springs, there's a very large cypress tree you're going to see in a moment that fell in this spring over 200 years ago. Before the tree fell, they estimate it was over 100 years old. Now you'll be surprised that there is usable wood in this tree. If you ever saw the TV show Axemen or Swamp Loggers, this is the type of tree they're looking for. It is worth a lot of money. Now believe it or not, Silver Springs here used to be the #1 tourist destination when people would visit Florida. Of course, that was back prior to the interstate highway system. Definitely prior to 1971 when all that other stuff down south started to open. Now here we had live animals, like Jungle Cruise boat ride, Jeep safari, 2 times a glass bottom boat tours, 5 times a day they'd have a reptile show, petting zoo, all kind of neat stuff. Now unfortunately we are coming to the end of our cruise today, but we end the tour with the beginning. This area in front of us here is the beginning of the Silver River. This spring is so large, it's actually 65 feet long. So it's longer than 2 of our boats end to end. Okay? The highest opening of the spring entrance is actually 5 feet tall. So if you start focusing under the glass up towards the front part of the boat, you'll start seeing a rock wall coming to view. Follow that down, you'll see the shadow of the spring down here at the entrance. This spring is called Mammoth Spring. Now this opening is so huge down there, it's just hard to fathom how much water, the sheer volume coming out of it every second. But out of that 850 million gallons of water a day that all these springs can produce, 550 million of those gallons can come out of this spring below you every 24 hours.
Wow.
Over 2/3 of all the water that you see around you come out of the ground below us. It's about 30 feet in front of it, down below us here in front of the cavern. Down inside the cavern, it does drop to 55 feet at the deepest point that they can go. Now to give you an idea on the sheer volume coming out of there, I actually had the Sheriff's Department dive team out here a couple weeks ago training down there. And of course they got the new guy. He said, yeah, drop down that wall and go in the cave. Well, as soon as he dropped down the wall and got in the water column, it shot him out to about here. The only way to get in it is to hook the bottom or come in from the sides.
Oh, wow.
And it's massive in there. I mean, it's really cool. I got some neat photographs. This is considered to be the largest artesian spring in the world. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed your tour on the Silver River with us today.
Yeah.
Please stay seated as we come into a landing. There might be a little bump here, so make sure your seatbelts are fastened and your trays are in the upright position. On behalf of myself, Kate Leisure at Silver Spring State Park, thanks for visiting with us today.
Yeah.
Get out there, it's a little dark, you never know what you're going to see out there.
Is that a little turtle? Yeah, it is. Right there, little,
Oh, just sit him, yeah.
little turtle sitting on the grass.
I can see his little eyes.
Well, we've got an old-fashioned penny press here, and I just happen to have 51 cents in my pocket. I never carry change, but today I do. So let's see, which one do we want? We're gonna get the boat, so we have to turn it upright
I think it's where the light, yeah,
with the arrow.
There you go.
All right, so we've got the boat lined up. Money is in, and let's see. Wow. That thing is not easy to turn.
There we go.
All right, we have our pressed penny from Silver Springs with a glass bottom boat.
Sweet.
Nice.
Nice. That's cool. That is cool.
Now earlier I had commented that all the museum stuff was closed. Well, what they've done, because they can't allow people in, is they've moved it down to the large banquet room where you can see everything through the window. So you still get to see the educational material. You just can't go into the gift shop, unfortunately, because it is closed. Again, there's the glass bottom boat entrance. Beautiful dock area. That's the way it's looked for many, many years, all the way back to the 50s and 60s and beyond. Now here's a lot of the educational things that were in that you used to be able to walk up to. Florida king snake, and there he is in his cage, right where he should be. Got some gator heads. It's a big gator head. Some turtles. Got a chart showing some of the venomous snakes in the area. And in there is an eastern indigo snake. I don't know if you can see, I know there's a reflection, but he is right there in the middle between the rock and the pine cones. And you can see inside the banquet room, you got a lot of the exhibits, statues. And they've got a photo scavenger hunt for you to try to find the things on this list. Again, just a gorgeous park. Beautiful place to come out and sit and enjoy the afternoon. Just love the big, huge trees that are here. Now this thing up ahead, whenever I've been out here, you always see people go stand up on that cement block at the bottom and make it look like they have angel wings. So yeah, that's been here for many, many years. And you just stand on the block, your head goes above the wings, and you are an angel. You can see out here is just gorgeous, gorgeous landscape. Beautiful forest and woods. And just out there, if you see any cars going by, that's State Road 40, which goes all the way over to the East Coast, around Daytona, New Smyrna area, and then runs all the way back west through the state, through this area.
There's a lion there in the middle thing eating something, spreading his legs and everything. He'll be running now. Here he goes.
I bet you when this was the full theme park, there was probably something that docked here or a show that went on out here.
That's what I was thinking was a show. 'Cause there's
Oh yeah, it's a small theater.
Cool.
Yeah.
Pictures of that. Can we get in there? I think we can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Ross Allen Island Amphitheater. That's cool. Where's the electricity?
What?
Nothing. Very large dogs flying at me. No, they're freaking me out.
Wow.
What?
Look at the size of these elephant leaves.
I know.
They're huge.
Hey, well,
Hello.
we're here at Silver Spring State Park and have had a great day here. It's been fun. Gorgeous, gorgeous day out here.
Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
So what'd you
Hot.
think? What'd you think of the boat ride?
Oh, the boat ride was awesome. It is really, really cool to be able to see the fish swim underneath you, right by the boat. See all the spots of famous movies that have been here. A lot of them I didn't even know, from like 007, and even Tom Cruise was here. Would have loved to have seen any of those things. But some of them I was a little young. But yeah, it would have been a lot of fun, but I didn't realize that so many movies were actually done out in that water out there. It was really, really cool.
Yeah, so, hey, where the boat ride went really famous river. A lot of cool stuff has been happening there. But I'll tell you what, if you're anywhere near North Central Florida, Ocala, because I'm halfway between Orlando and Gainesville, come to Silver Spring State Park. It's $2 to get in per person. That's nothing.
That's nothing.
$12 for adults to ride the glass bottom boat for a half hour. Now, if you're 55 or over, which means you're a little more experienced in life, well, you get $1 off. Kids 5 and under are free.
And 6 to 11 is $11.
Yeah, so, not bad, really, when you think about it. When you think about what it costs to go to most theme parks, it's actually a really nice day. It doesn't cost that much. Now, just remember, the restaurant, the ice cream parlor, they're not open. The gift shop is not open because they're remodeling the whole building. This whole building right here is being remodeled. They had some asbestos issues. So, the state of Florida is redoing the building. They don't have an exact date for when it's going to reopen, but it will eventually. And then you can come out, have some good food, have some amazing ice cream, buy some Silver Springs gifts, and take a boat ride.
Yep, and see some really good museum pieces and stuff like that has to do with the culture of here at Silver Springs. A lot of Indian preserve stuff, and even people that were here. You even see statues when you're out on the boat. It is just very historical stuff that's been going on past like the 1700s and so on and so forth. It's just really, really very cultural. Very good.
And you can rent canoes and kayaks, paddle boards, and go out on the water. This river is about 5 miles long. The river that you see out there through those trees.
Yeah, exactly.
It's about a 5 mile long river. So a lot of ways you can go with those canoes, those paddle boards. You can even launch your own boat, canoe, whatever here. And you just pay, I think, a $4 boat slip fee. That's it. Not bad at all. So, hey, guys, that's Silver Spring State Park. It's been fun. Again, look how gorgeous it is here. Come on out. It's a piece of old Florida the way it used to be. So that's us, Steve and Sharon, for 2 nights. Hey guys, and please don't forget, subscribe to our channel down below. Hit that bell so you're notified about upcoming videos. And if you like what we're doing, give us a big thumbs up. We love those thumbs up. So hey, I hope you enjoyed this. Watch some other videos, and we'll see you next time here on 2 Nights.